What age would you say you were when you first started doing shows?
Professionally or
No, in general. What age were you when you started doing shows?
13 or 14.
Okay.
You know, the usual birthday parties in the neighborhood. Did a couple of events around in the town I was living at the time. And then I graduated high school and I went into it full time, more doing magic than I was doing vent then. And then life moves on. I got married and kids came along. And I said to my wife one day, I said, you know, I've seen too many of my friends on the road and what it does to their families. So I said, I think what I'm going to do is go part time and get a real job and, you know, still perform on weekends. And being the wise woman that she is, she said, I'm not going to have this discussion with you. And I said, why? And she said, because you're not going to come back in 10 years and say, you made me quit show business. So I stuck it out as a part-time performer for a lot of years. And then I went back into it full-time about almost 10 years ago. I went back in. The kids were older. They weren't going to miss Dad if he was on the road sort of thing. So I went back into it again about 10 years ago.
Okay. I'm sorry?
Well, I was going to say that was when I switched to focusing on the ventriloquism. I had been, like yourself, I was a magician when I started. And I did a bit of event and whatnot. And my mentor, Peter, said to me one day, what do you enjoy doing more? And I thought about that, and I said, well, I really like making people laugh. Even as a magician, my magic was always played for comedy. I said, I love to make people laugh, so I guess I like to vent. And he said, okay, let me ask you another question. He said, how many magicians are there in the Vancouver area where we live? And I thought about the Vancouver Magic Circle that I belonged to at the time, the local IBM ring. That was 150 members. There's probably another 50 or 60 magicians around town that don't belong to the ring. And he said, okay, how many ventriloquists are there? And I said, 6. And he went, well, there you go. He says, you know, go with what you love to do and go with what makes you unique. So it was 10 years ago that I really started to focus on the vent.
Okay. And that was great advice from him.
Yep.
You specialize in doing children's and family shows. Am I right on that?
Yep, children's, family, whether that's in churches or fairs, festivals, birthdays, anywhere that, you know, folks gather. I like doing kids shows, but I would rather do the family shows where I play from the little ones all the way through to grandma and grandpa and, you know, can play all those layers.